and just think that maybe therapy should have been the first line of defense. Well, I did when I was 15. And actually, therapy is a lot like an exorcism. You don't get the superpowers though. You don't get to levitate or speak in tongues, but you do get to face your demons. It's actually funny because the church wouldn't call it an exorcism. They said I had a spiritual liberation. I'm pretty sure it's for legal reasons. Talk about marketing and rebranding. They certainly took a page out of SeaWorld. Changed the whale's name after it just murdered one of the trainers. Last year I was very stressed and I was very scared because there were a lot of layoffs in my job. So I started going to therapy. Interestingly though, I never went to therapy to talk about my exorcism. Let that sink in for a second. I mean, when I went to therapy, my therapist decided to use this technique on me where you have to externalize your fear so that you can face it head on. So she asked, can you describe what does your fear look like? And I started just thinking of this big blue creature that took all over the room and had big claws, and it had like some purple stains. She just interrupted me and said, "Are you describing Sully from Monsters Inc?" I mean, it's funny though, because when you're going through an exorcism, the exorcist also asks for a demon to show itself and to give its name. So, I mean, it's pretty similar there. And it makes me wonder, like, what is the expectation? I mean, if it's Lucifer, what are they gonna do? Like, oh yeah, dude, you got another one. But what if it's like Todd? Are they gonna be like, oh my God, my Bible glossary, let's see. Peter, Paul, oh, Todd. You're not in the Old Testament. You're not in the New Testament. Oh, you're from a mega church. That's a little too wild for me. I mean, speaking of wild, let me set the scene for you. When I was gonna have my exorcism, I was just sitting at church, hanging out with my 50-year-old friends, and all of a sudden they took me to this room that was next door that had this giant glass window. I was basically in a fishbowl from hell. The priest started coming at me with his big cross and just screaming like, "She demon, show yourself. What's your name?" And I just stood there looking at him while he kept screaming the same thing. And all of a sudden I just heard, "Say Jesus, say Jesus." Shut up, Todd. I decided that the best thing to get myself out of that situation was just to say something. So I just went, "Sully." What a missed opportunity. I mean, in that process, I was getting sprinkled with holy water or spit. I mean, I guess that demons, just like cats and gremlins, hate water. Who knows, guys? But throughout this process, it makes me wonder, I mean, my demon never showed itself. So it makes me wonder, could it be that I beat Satan? Or did I just get a new higher priest? Because according to ZipRecruiter, exorcists make $25 an hour. I googled it, you can quote me on that. And for reference, I was paying my therapist around $100 a session. I mean, all I'm saying is, if the exorcist is not getting paid per demon, what incentive do they have to actually complete the job? And also, who is posting these ads on ZipRecruiter? I mean, minimum requirements. Has not filed a workers' comp for getting possessed in the past. Knows at least 2 demon names. BYOC, bring your own cross. And who applies? Because I know the economy right now, it's hard. The inflation is high and whatnot, but it's quite a leap to go from like looking for a CPA job or a front desk job to being like, oh, exorcist, 25 an hour, I guess I can do that. And I mean, the resume that you must receive for that. I mean, used to dealing with evil, have been a high school teacher for 5 years. I mean, I guess you miss out on 100% of the opportunities you don't take. But I don't know, does anyone know if you can actually rate on ZipRecruiter? Because I think that my priest gets 1 star. I have clearly been carrying this demon for over 20 years. I was in therapy and I was confessing my dark secrets. Like how when I was 5, I convinced my little friend Jonathan that he could fly, so he broke his nose. Or how I couldn't get good Hamilton seats, so I took my crutches that were in the closet. All I'm gonna say, guys, is that an exorcism is actually better than therapy because you can blame things on your demon. But in therapy, you are the demon that is dealing with that. Thank you so much.